of Trump's nominees, and the vote was decisive, 99-0. Another pick, John Radcliffe for CIA director, is also expected to have a swift vote. Action on others, meanwhile, including former combat veteran and Fox News host Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary, is expected later in the week. And the contrast could not be more dramatic. US President Donald Trump is continuing to riff and answer questions from reporters in the Oval Office as he signs another round of executive action. He's been joking and opining on everything from foreign policy to drones to the way he's redecorated the ornate room and seems at ease and supremely confident. President Trump has said that the United States as a country should broker a deal to own half of TikTok, which he estimated could be worth $1 trillion. Listen in.
In other words, wait, I think the U.S. should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok has a good partner. And that would be worth, could be $500 billion or something. It's crazy. The numbers are crazy. But it's worthless if the president doesn't sign, then it's worthless. If the president does sign, it's worth, they really have nothing. It's passed in Congress. It gives the president a right to make a deal or to close it. And we have 90 days to make that decision. But I could see making a deal where the U.S. gets 50% of TikTok, polices it a little bit or a lot, depends on them.
President Donald Trump has ordered the U.S. government to officially recognize only two sexes, male and female, as unchangeable. Now, the directive issued Monday also mandates that all government identification documents, such as passports and visas, reflect an individual's biological classification at birth. Now, this move is a part of Trump's broader effort to repeal diversity, equity, and inclusion policies enacted by the Biden administration. Within hours of, in fact, taking office, Trump rescinded 78 executive orders, including measures aimed at promoting racial equity and protecting LGBTQ+ rights. Civil rights groups have condemned the decision, while reactions from corporations still remain mixed. The United States is set to exit the World Health Organization. President Donald Trump announced the decision on Monday, citing the WHO's alleged mishandling of the COVID-19 pandemic and other global health crises. Trump claimed the organization operates under the quote-unquote inappropriate political influence of certain member states, and also argued that the financial contributions required from the U.S. are unfairly onerous, especially when compared to those of other major countries like China. Speaking at the signing of an executive order formalizing the withdrawal, Trump said, and I quote here, the World Health ripped us off. Everybody rips off the United States. It's not going to happen anymore. Meanwhile, billionaire Elon Musk's hand gesture while he spoke during a celebration of President Donald Trump's inauguration drew online comparisons to a Nazi salute on Monday. But a leading tracker of anti-Semitism said it appeared to represent a moment of enthusiasm instead. Musk dismissed criticism of the hand gesture as a tired attack. A U.S. Border Patrol agent was fatally shot Monday on a highway in Nether, Vermont, south of the Canadian border. The death was confirmed by the FBI and Benjamin Huffman. He's the acting secretary of the Department of Homeland Security in Washington. In a statement, the FBI has said that in addition to the agent, a suspect in the shooting was killed and a second suspect was injured and taken into custody during the encounter on Interstate 91 in Coventry. It's about 32 kilometers from the Canadian border. The FBI said there was no ongoing threat to the public. The Serbian Prime Minister offered his condolences after 8 people died in a fire at a home for older people on the outskirts of the Serbian capital, Belgrade. That is suspected, in fact, of being started by a resident. 7 others were injured in the blaze that erupted around 3:30 a.m. local time in Barajevo, a municipality on the southern edge of Belgrade. Police said in a statement that 30 people were in fact in the home when the fire broke out. They said the fire engulfed over a third of the care facility, which is located in a house in a rural area. The suspected, in fact, cause of the fire was arson. New South Wales is ramping up its response to a rise in anti-Semitic crimes following the torching of a childcare centre near a Sydney synagogue. The centre, located just a block from the synagogue in Maruba, was spray-painted with anti-Jewish graffiti before being set on fire early Tuesday morning. While the building sustained extensive damage, officials confirmed no one was injured. Sydney and Melbourne are home to 85%, in fact, of Australia's Jewish population. Acting New South Wales Police Commissioner Peter Turtle announced an increase in resources for Strike Force Pearl. It's a team formed to investigate anti-Semitic crimes in Sydney. Listen in.
This matter will be investigated by Strike Force Pearl, which has been operating for quite some time. And that Strike Force will have its resources increased as of today. We already have significant resources, but incidents like this highlight the fact that we need to keep putting the resources in to ensure that these offenders are identified and arrested and put before the court. The abhorrent nature of these attacks has already been mentioned, but let me emphasise that these people aren't just somebody who has a bent against a certain race or religion. These are criminals who are out to destroy our society, and we, as the New South Wales Police Force, will do whatever we have to do to ensure that these people are arrested.
Colombia is waging a war against left-wing guerrillas, declaring a state of emergency and deploying thousands of soldiers to contain a wave of violence that has killed more than 100 people. It even threatens to scupper the country's fragile peace process. In just 5 days, bloodshed has in fact been reported across 3 Colombian departments, where fighting has displaced 11,000 people. Military airfields, while Ukraine reported the same day that it had repelled multiple Russian attacks. The Russian Defense Ministry said in a briefing that over the past 24 hours, its forces had taken control of 2 settlements and hit targets including Ukrainian military airfields, unmanned aerial vehicle assembly and storage sites, and even ammunition depots. Meanwhile, the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces on Monday reported dozens of battles on the front lines as of the day's afternoon. The Ukrainian army has repelled the Russian attacks in the directions of Kharkiv, Kupiansk and Pokrovsk. Residents trickled back to Lebanon's southern town of Bin Bil on Monday as the Israeli army withdrew and Lebanese forces, along UN peacekeepers, moved in to secure the area. Now, this marks another town from which Israeli troops have withdrawn following the US and French brokered ceasefire that ended the 14-month conflict between Hezbollah and Israel on the 27th of November.
هذه مش أول مرة بيعملوا هذا العمل، بس هذه الحرب كانوا عم يعملوا عملية انتقام وعملية تدمير ممنهجة. كل فكرهم إنه بيتركوا هذه القرى أرض لا حياة فيها، صعب إنه الناس تعيش فيها. نحن شعب معود على قساوة العيش، نحن بنرجع إحنا أولادنا حتى لو ما في كهرباء، لو ما في مي، لو ما في شيء، نحن بنرجع.
Gaza has received a major influx of aids and goods, with 915 trucks crossing into the territory on the second day of the ceasefire, the United Nations has said. According to the Ministry of Telecommunications and Digital Economy, Palestinian telecommunications companies have restarted partial operations of their sites in the Rafah and the North Gaza governorates. But the Palestinian Civil Defense says 137 bodies have been found in Rafah since the start of the ceasefire. Also, the Palestinian Red Crescent is reporting that 21 Palestinians have been injured during settler attacks in 2 villages in the occupied West Bank. Firefighters quickly extinguished several bushfires that erupted Monday in Southern California amid windy and dry conditions. The extreme fire weather is raising the risk of new wildfires like the 2 major blazes that started 2 weeks ago and still are burning in the Los Angeles area. Meanwhile, the National Weather Service issued a warning of particularly dangerous situation for parts of LA and Ventura from Monday afternoon through Tuesday morning due to low humidity and damaging Santa Ana winds. Residents of Massachusetts are cleaning up after a fast-moving storm brought several inches of snow in the state on Monday, with frigid temperatures to follow. Heavy snow is expected to blanket large portions of the eastern U.S., while much of the country will endure dangerously cold temperatures in the coming days. Snowy and cold conditions contributed to a pileup of more than a dozen vehicles in Michigan. Winter storm warnings issued by the National Weather Service are already in effect for parts of the mid-Atlantic and will begin Sunday afternoon in New England. Up to a half-foot of snow is expected in areas from Maryland to Maine. As time we slip into a short break, I'll see you on the other side.
I'll fix him, love. Poor pet. Just shows you never know what's going to happen. Which reminds me, I need to protect the life we've built. That's why I'm looking into Smart Family Life Insurance. Hi, I'd like a quick quote, please.
OK. You can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000, depending on your age. If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought. And it could help my husband with the mortgage.
Just like families, not all life insurance is the same. That's why we offer the Smart Family Guarantee.
That's good to know.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cash back on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you'll also get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0800 977 5753 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Hey, look at our Simply Safe home security system.
Let's install it.
We need another camera.
What for?
They're collectibles. What?
Now we've got a camera each.
Yay!
Systems start from under £200 when you buy a professional monitoring plan. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
With retirement round the corner, I want to spend more time with my family and less time worrying about the numbers. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
And that money could help with funeral costs or even as a gift for the grandkids. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
You got them all right. That's amazing.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 977 5808 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Welcome back. You're watching the World Report on NDTV. Now, global markets responded cautiously as Donald Trump returned to the White House. Stocks showed optimism over his pro-business stance, but the dollar surged after Trump hinted at a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico, effective the 1st of February. While treasuries rallied, the Mexican peso slid 1% against the dollar, while the Canadian dollar tumbled to a 5-year low, in fact, of 1.4515 per US dollar. Analysts noted that market volatility is a reminder of the roller coaster ride during Trump's first term, with investors more inclined to look at past rhetoric this time. Donald Trump's presidency is already making waves in the crypto market. His new token, Dollar Trump, launched Friday night and surged to a market value of over $10 billion, hitting $74.59 before settling at $33.88. Trump-linked crypto projects like World Liberty Financial raised $300 million and planned further expansions. Meanwhile, Bitcoin hit a new record of $109,000, reflecting optimism about Trump's crypto-friendly policies. Lina Khan, known for her aggressive enforcement of antitrust laws under President Biden, has announced her resignation as the head of the U.S. Federal Trade Commission. During her tenure, Khan challenged major corporate mergers, ensuring protections for consumers and workers alike. Her legacy includes suing Amazon, investigating Microsoft, and successfully blocking high-profile mergers such as the Kroger's $25 billion bid for Albertsons at the $8.5 billion Tapestry Capri merger as well. U.S. President Donald Trump has appointed Mark Uyeda, a Republican commissioner, as the acting chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, Uyeda replaces Gary Gensler, whose tenure under President Biden saw clashes with Wall Street and the crypto industry over his aggressive regulatory approach. Trump plans to nominate former SEC Commissioner Paul Atkins for the permanent role, signaling a shift towards less stringent oversight of capital markets. Both Uyeda and the current SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce have previously worked under Atkins. Nu Holdings, the fintech firm behind Latin America's largest lender, Nubank, is considering shifting its legal domicile to the United Kingdom as part of its global expansion strategy, which might also include entering the U.S. market. Founder and CEO David Velez has said the company is exploring jurisdictions that align with its long-term growth plans, but noted concerns, however, over tax-related uncertainties. If the move proceeds, it would mark a significant boost for the UK's financial sector in the post-Brexit era. US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order delaying TikTok's ban by 75 days. Originally stated to be shut down on the 19th of January, the short video app now has a temporary reprieve, or some may see it as a lease of life. The order directs the Attorney General not to enforce the ban to allow the administration time to decide TikTok's fate. The Justice Department has also been tasked with assuring tech companies like Apple, Google, and Oracle that they are not liable for working with TikTok during this period. President Trump stated that the order allows him the right to either sell the app or close it entirely, adding that a decision is still pending. US President Donald Trump has revoked a 2021 executive order by Joe Biden that aimed to make 50% of all new US vehicle sales electric by 2030. The non-binding target had support from US and international automakers. Trump's new order also freezes unspent funds from a $5 billion EV charging station program and calls for ending state waivers to enforce zero-emission vehicle rules by 2035. But that's not it. Additionally, his administration plans to reconsider federal rules requiring automakers to meet stricter emission targets, which could force up to 56% EV sales by 2032. Tech giants including Facebook, X, YouTube, and others have agreed to stricter measures against online hate speech. This comes under the European Union's updated Digital Services Act, which now integrates the voluntary code of conduct introduced in 2016. EU Tech Commissioner Henna Virkkunen welcomed the move, saying that there is no place for illegal hate speech online or offline. Other signatories include platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and TikTok. The updated rules will require platforms to do more than just combat harmful content. while compliance impacting how regulators enforce Digital Services Act. US President Donald Trump has revoked Joe Biden's 2023 executive order aimed at mitigating AI risks. The order required developers to share AI safety test results with the US government for systems that could impact national security, public health, or even safety. It also set standards to address chemical, biological, and cybersecurity risks. Republicans criticized the order for stifling innovation, aligning with their 2024 platform that supports AI development rooted in free speech and human flourishing. Critics warn this rollback could leave critical gaps in AI oversight, though. Space infrastructure from Redwire has announced plans to acquire Edge Autonomy in a $925 million cash-in-stock deal. The merger aims to create a broader portfolio of space and defense platforms, combining Redwire's expertise in space systems with Edge Autonomy's combat-proven airborne platforms. The transaction will be funded with $150 million in cash and $775 million in Redwire stock. The company projects combined revenues between $535 million and $605 million by the end of 2025, with adjusted earnings expected to reach up to $105 million. Electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, and futuristic concept cars with alternate fuel technologies are on display at the Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025 in New Delhi. Concerns about the range offered by electronic vehicles and the availability of charging stations are high in the minds of automobile enthusiasts attending the event. Iga Swiatek expressed relief after the World Anti-Doping Agency decided not to appeal her case to sport's highest court. The announcement followed her dominant 6-0, 6-1 win over Germany's Eva Lees, propelling Swiatek into the Australian Open quarterfinals for the second time. The world number 2 had tested positive for banned substance trimetestidine in August, but was provisionally banned for only a short period. Swiatek said she is satisfied in the way the matter is resolved, allowing her to focus on her game. With 5 Grand Slam titles to her name, Swiatek is chasing another in Melbourne. Rishabh Pant will take over as captain of the Lucknow Super Giants in this year's edition of the Indian Premier League. He will replace KL Rahul. Lucknow signed the 27-year-old wicketkeeper batsman for a record-breaking $3.21 million at November's Players' Auction. Pant, who previously led the Delhi Capitals for 3 seasons, promised to repay the faith Lucknow has showed in him. This year's IPL will run from the 21st of March through the 25th of May. Ohio State quarterback Will Howard seized the spotlight Monday night as he completed 17 of 21 passes for 231 yards and 2 touchdowns, leading the Buckeyes to a 34-23 victory over Notre Dame in the college football playoff title game in Atlanta. Now, Howard, a Kansas State transfer, had long dreamed of playing on college football's biggest stage, and Monday night he indeed did deliver.
When you get into big games like this, whoever is able to, have the poise and the noise and be able to, overcome adversity, because it wasn't always pretty today. It wasn't always perfect, and it's never going to be. But I think we, the team that we have and the leadership that we have with Coach Day, just the resilience that this team has shown all year, it's just unbelievable.
In a big development in the connection to Saif Ali Khan's stabbing case, the Mumbai police have recreated the crime scene with the accused at Saif's residence early this morning. A team of 20 officials reached the Satguru Sharan building in 4 police vans around 5:30 a.m. local time and were on the premises for an hour. On the other side, Saif Ali Khan is expected to be discharged today. Police believe that the accused may have received support to carry out the crime and had also mentioned a possible international conspiracy. That's right, an international conspiracy during the court proceedings. Giorgio Armani's menswear collection for his signature brand that previewed Monday on the final day of the Milan Fashion Week was all about catching the light, and the 90-year-old designer achieved that with shimmering textiles and a smattering of crystals. Armani closed the 4 days of menswear previews for fall-winter 2025-26 at its historic headquarters on Via Burgenovo, freeing the fashion crowd to head to Paris for the next round. The Jordan-Luca designer duo Jordan Brown and Luca Marchetto turned their Milan Fashion Week show into a wedding celebration Saturday, getting married straight after unveiling their latest collection. At the end of their menswear fall 2025 show, a celebrant took over the stage, followed by Jordan and Luca. The two read, in fact, vows to each other and exchanged rings before sharing a 6-tier wedding cake with their family and friends in attendance. Well, that's all we have for you today. Take care and have a wonderful day.
Who doesn't love a good deal? Meal deals. Be rude not to deals. Seal deals? Or a bit of deal or no deal? We've got free-to-play deals with no deposit required. And up to £1,000 to be won every day. Get that good deal feeling only at Tombola.
Hi, it's Phoebe from Auto Trader's monthly electric car giveaway, and we're pleased to say that you've won a brand new electric car.
It's a dream, honestly, it really is a dream. Oh my god. Me and my boyfriend talk about the Auto Trader competition every single month. I was waiting for the know you ever won.
Reach and clean the impossible with the Starlife Crevice Brush from JML. The versatile cleaning solution for hard-to-reach areas that your standard cloths and brushes can't clean. Made with thousands of tough, durable bristles, its slim design makes it the perfect cleaning tool to tackle narrow corners, tight spaces, and hidden crevices in your kitchen, bathroom, and beyond. And with 2 in a pack, you can get the cleaning edge you need thanks to the Starlife Crevice Brush. Only $9.99 from Asda, Morrison's, Robert Dyas, Tesco, and JMLDirect.com.
We know travel can be confusing, so let us inspire you. Welcome to Qatar. Experience it all. World-class hospitality, diverse landscapes from city to sea, and fly there with the Airline of the Year 2022, Qatar Airways. Book now at travelup.com or call 0207 580 5000. Travel Up, flights, hotels, holidays.
What they don't tell you about getting older is how much fun it can be. Enjoying all the things you've worked so hard for. Spending time with the people that really matter. Not to mention, finally finding that precious time for yourself. I don't want anything taking my best years away from me, but like so many people, I've seen the heartbreak that dementia can cause. That's why I'm asking everyone to order this essential free guide from Alzheimer's Research UK. It's called Your Brain Matters. We all know what's good for our heart and our lungs, but do you know how to keep your brain healthy too? Well, this guide tells you how, in 7 steps you can start taking right now, whatever your age. Just ring the number on screen to get your free copy. Inside you'll find facts and tips that can keep your brain healthy and help reduce your risk of developing dementia. It's advice you can really trust from leading dementia scientists. Read it, keep it, and check back whenever you need to. Order your free copy now. Call Alzheimer's Research UK on 0800 035 5984 or text BRAIN2 to 78866. Think of it as another way of planning for your best years, because your brain really matters.
And on monetary policy front, which is why we've upgraded the forecast for China for a little bit this year. But more is going to be needed to...
Breaking news coming in of actor Saif Ali Khan, who has finally been discharged after 6 days of being at the Leelavati hospital. He suffered multiple injuries in a scuffle that broke out at his residence on early Thursday morning at about 2:30 in the morning. He was rushed to the hospital. Do remember, he took an auto rickshaw along with his younger son Temur, and he reached the hospital at about 3 in the morning. It was at about 5:30 in the morning that his surgeries started. It was the first neurosurgery, followed by plastic surgery that needed to be performed on his neck and his arm. but it was, of course, the wound that he sustained in his back very close to his spinal cord, which was of concern because that was the wound that was deeper than the other injuries that he sustained. He had, do remember, 6 injuries in all. So it was the leakage of the spinal cord fluid that needed to be fixed, and of course also plastic surgery that was done on his arm and his neck. So 6 injuries in all, but finally the actor has been discharged, and of course his wife Kareena Kapoor Khan along with him. We have Abira joining us from right outside the Leelavati hospital. Well, Abira, take us through, this. Finally the actor has been discharged. Of course he's been doing really well. That's what the doctors have been saying. We were expecting that he would get discharged perhaps sooner, because initially the doctors did suggest it would take about 2 to 3 days, but all in all, 1 week of bed rest is what was advised by the doctors to the actor, and now finally after 6 days he gets to go home.
He's still inside. He has formalities are still on, and Kareena has just left the hospital. He's still inside, and Sarah has left the hospital, but we know that his mother is still inside. He has not left the hospital yet. It is being said that there are few more formalities that are left, so we are still waiting for him to come out. But right now, we just saw Kareena Kapoor Khan leaving with her security. We have seen few bodyguards still standing inside. The security has been, of course, heightened inside. There are a lot of police personnel standing there, waiting for that moment when Saif Ali Khan will step out. We don't know if he will be waving at the fans, or the people who are all standing outside. There are fans, there's media standing outside. But we know that for a fact that in some time, any time now, he will be expected to come out with his mother and leave home. It is being said that he is going to Fortune Heights, but there have been no such confirmation from his team or his family. Fortune Heights is the house that is in the same lane as Sadhguru, just like 500 meters away from the house, Sadhguru, and that was their old house where they used to live there, and later they shifted to Sadhguru. So it is being said that right now, after he gets discharged, he'll be taken to Fortune Heights.
Right, so of course, perhaps he's not, of course, going to the residence where the scuffle broke out, his official residence. Perhaps another residence that, Saif and Kareena own is where they will be going to. Remember that it is still under investigation, and today is the day when the Mumbai police took the attacker to recreate the crime scene back at the Sadhguru Sharan building. That is where the scuffle that broke out at the actor's residence.